these days I'm going to make that look graceful. Hello everybody and welcome to this Championship North match between Inverness Caledonian Thistle and East Fife. We're going to get underway in just a minute. I'll have the lineups for you in a second, but it is obviously Remembrance Sunday, so we're about to have a minute's silence, as you can see, with all the players gathered around the centre circle. There we go. I believe the phrase is impeccably observed. That's what I kept seeing all over football Twitter yesterday as journalists and fans reported from various matches. It's a big one this afternoon though, as I say, in the Championship North. Second against third, East Fife being one spot and 3 points ahead of Cali Thistle at the minute. But Inverness do have the better goal difference, so it's an opportunity for them to move back up into a promotion playoff spot, which of course is exactly where they want to be come the end of the season. Lineups today, just as the Cali Thistle players have their pre-match huddle. Kim Jappy is back in goals after the departure of Sarah Murphy. She played her last game a couple of weeks ago, so Jappy has come out of retirement now officially after filling in for a few games over the last couple of years when they've needed an extra pair of hands, literally, in goal. Number 2 for Cali Thistle, Rachel Gillies. Number 3 is the captain for today, Julia Scott. Number 14, Becky Dingwall. 5, Kaylee McKenzie. 23, Laura McKeever. 9, Hannah Gordon. 8, Alex Andrews. 24, Abby Ross. 20, Charlotte Arrowsmith. And 11, Natalie Bodium. On the bench for them this afternoon, 15, Lauren Donald. 17, Nicola Ross. 21, Tina Kelly. And 26, Rhea Hosick. Looks like we're just about to get underway here. Read out the East Fife lineup in just a second as the referee makes his final checks before we get underway. And there is the whistle. East Fife this afternoon line up with number 2 in goals, Elizabeth Anderson. Kirsty Graham, number 4. Number 5, Elizabeth Cork. 7, Laura Ann Dawson. 9, Mirren Lumsden. 10, Alyssa Nicholson. 11, Terry Skivington. 19, Maya Knight. This ball gets played through there, looking for the Rona Bodium down the left-hand side, but slightly overhit there. Back to these 5 lineup, number 23, Nicola Wallace, 29, Chelsea Doyle, and 77, Brodie Rigby Wilson. They've only got 3 substitutes today coming through to the Highland Capital. Number 43, Erin Kane, is on the bench alongside number 15, Keris Blythe, and 17, Chloe Guppy. So East Fife now trying to move the ball forward. It's a bit of a mistake from Rachel Gillies as she misses her clearance, but helped out by Laura McKeever, who plays it back to Jappy. First touch since officially coming out of retirement and not just helping out every now and then. I think we can say that now. She's going to be a regular for over the next week while after the departure of Murphy. This ball gets played through here, looking for Abby Ross, who came into this team a little bit late for Inverness this week. There was an injury to Kirsty Deans on Friday, which meant she had to pull out of the side. Hannah Gordon moved back into her spot today in midfield, which meant there was a spot up front for Abby Ross. The throw-in comes in on the right-hand side for Inverness. Looking for Mackenzie, but it's come all the way back out for another throw-in. Gilly's going to have another attempt at this one. Gives it to Gordon, who tries to play it back to her, but a little bit flat-footed, and it goes out for an East Fife throw-in. This is the second time these two teams have faced each other in competitive action this season. East Fife got the win on the opening day of the Championship North campaign. So Caley Thistle, to an extent, looking for revenge from that result, but more importantly for them is the chance to move up in the league table rather than focusing on this match itself and beating East Fife specifically. There's Dingwall with the header, tries to find Mackenzie, she's pressuring well, nearly won that one, still charging the ball down. East Fife do manage to clear, McIver hits it off Arrowsmith. Scott can't take that one under control. It's fired at her by Andrews. It's the right idea, just a little bit too much on it. Here comes the throw with Rugby Wilson. Moving forward, trying to play a through ball. Jappy's quick off her line. Strong shout of keepers, and she does take it comfortably. Got plenty of options as Inverness look to try and spread the field here. Towards Ross, but it's gone over the top of her. Scott now chasing this one down. And it goes back to Anderson, the East Fife goal. Ball comes forward with East Fife now. Claims offside and the referee gives it. It was a good opportunity there for Lumsden if she had managed to break the offside trap. She got to the ball before Jappy, but the referee pretty confident in that one that it was offside. Caley Thistle might well fancy their chances this afternoon against East Fife, who have lost 2 of their last 3. It's only 2 defeats of the season. One of them against Montrose, the league leaders, maybe not too much of a surprise, but last time out losing 4-1 at Buchan certainly would have come as a bit of a shock to them. Of course, both teams had a free week last time out. It's 2 weeks ago that these two last played. East Fife try and move forward with Rigby Wilson. Looks to play it through. Again, that's an offside. East Fife not happy with that one. You can see a few players there sort of gesturing to the referee in frustration. We're used to having a quick start for Inverness the last few weeks. I think in the last couple of streams we've done, they'd already been a goal or 2 in the game by now. But likely to be a far more cagey affair this time around because it's 2 far more evenly matched teams. With Ross there with the chest. Leaves it off to Gordon, who tries to find Scott. She's not going to make up that ground though. East Fife have lost 2 of their last 3. Caley Thistle are on a winning run. They beat Westdyke last time out when we were broadcasting that. They won 7-3. Before that, they beat Dundee West 7-0 out in Dundee. Before that, 9-0 against Stonehaven. I think it's 5 in a row now for Inverness, although one of them since has been voided because Dunfermline pulled out of the league. As Gordon tries to find a bit of space in the middle of the park. She does well to hold off her marker. That's a good ball through for Scott as well. She's got Mackenzie and Bodiam in the middle. It's cleared away by a defender, but Gordon trying to keep this one alive. Doesn't really judge the bounce well. And that's an overhit pass where Dingwall can mop up. Here's Gillies trying to move forward on the right-hand side. She does go past one. Gives it to Ross. It's on the right. She's got Mackenzie in the middle. Tries to find her. Gets a second bite at it. Just wide of the park. Connected well with that. Didn't look too far away. Just the wrong side of the post for Caley Thistle's liking. It's going to be a goal kick now for East Fife, with Anderson to take it. Looking forward for Skivington. Tries to nod it on. Should be Gilly's ball. Gives it back to the goalkeeper. It's good pressure by East Fife. Still trying to move it forward. I think it would have been an offside there if it fallen to the East Fife player. It's Rigby Wilson there trying to chase it down. As Mackenzie nods it on. Ross can't really get it under control. Just got under it a little bit, but that's given away to Mackenzie. Back to Scott and Gordon now. Gets the ball tied up in her feet a little bit. And Inverness managed to keep it there. Andrews trying to play the ball down the line for Ross. And headed out by Cork for a Calais Thistle throw-in. Scott with the throw, looking for Gordon. A rule doesn't change in that sense when it comes to set pieces, whether it's playing up front or in the middle of the park. It's a cross into the middle, it's come all the way out to the other side where Bodiam has it. Looking for options, needs a bit of help I think behind her. Gets it from Arrowsmith, who puts the ball into the middle, gives it to Mackenzie, tries to curl one in, it's just a couple of deflections and straight through to Anderson in the East 5 goal. You can see what she was trying to do there, curl it into the far corner, maybe trying to use a defender to unsight the keeper a little bit. Unlucky to take a couple of touches and just lined up perfectly going into Anderson's hands. Here's Nicholson trying to move forward. Rigby Wilson now plays the ball down the line. She's onside this time. Here's Skivington. A couple of options in the middle. Jappy comes out well and gets to it. It's an important interception there. But it's come out to Wallace, who blazes it over the bar. That's a chance for East Fife. They had 2 against 2 in the middle. But Jappy did well to come out there and get the ball. She hadn't done that, I have to believe Calais Thistle will be 1-0 behind already. Very experienced Jappy. She initially retired a couple of years ago after 15, 20 years in the game. A couple of different clubs, so she's not going to be scared of the ball. She's going to put her body on the line when it comes to, as we just saw there. Dingwall trying to play it down for Bodiam, but it's headed away. It's Nicholson now looking to play it through to Skivington. Jappy comes out and collects it. Looking to give it to Bodiam. It's more central than that though. Mackenzie goes for it. Doesn't win the header, but still a loose ball. That's Doyle now down the line. Looking to give it to Nicholson. Inside to Skivington, 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, and it's in. Early blow for Calais Thistle. There has been a goal, but it's not for them. East Fife have taken the lead. Finished well, must be said, first time after the ball into the middle. But it's not what Calais Thistle would have wanted in what could prove to be a crucial match for their promotion aspirations. Mackenzie gets us back underway. Immediately tries to play it out wide to Scott, and that's Doyle who's misjudged the bounce. Scott gives it to Ross, tries to shoot, but she's blocked. Gives it back to Gordon. Connected with it well, but charged down. Arrowsmith now with the ball, who gets caught in possession. Does well to get it back though. Now McKeever moves forward. Looks to play it through to Bodiam. I think that's going to be overhit, and it is. Taking a touch though, and it's a corner. We've seen Inverness pose a threat from set pieces in the past. More often than not, trying to get to the second ball. Bodiam looks to put this one into the middle. Looking for Mackenzie. It's headed away. Bit of a miscommunication there from Inverness. Weren't too sure who was going to go for it, but has come back out to Bodiam now. Plays it into the middle. The clearance is skewed away, and it's going to be a throw-in. Trying to keep the tempo high right now, Calais Thistle. As Mackenzie goes past one, but just loses her footing a little bit. Dingwall keeps it in. Puts the ball into the middle. It's not the greatest of balls. These 5 tried to break forward here. This is Skivington through 1-on-1 with McKeever. Goes inside her. She's got a couple of options. She looks to try and find Lumsden, but the pass is wide. Still alive, still in play. That's a good block, and that cross in from Dingwall. And Arrowsmith clears. Ross is going to get this one first. It's a good ball through for Bodiam if she can keep this in. Oh, not quite. Looked like it was a perfect opportunity for the counter-attack there. Just fractions, small margins. Didn't quite go Inverness's way. So East Fife with the throw-in. There's Here's Nicholson. Smith's there with her though. Gives it to Bodiam. Tries to keep the ball. Plays it back to the defence rather than trying anything too ambitious. Dingwall to McKeever. Jappy's coming out for this one as well. Clears it away. It's actually hit the referee there, but it doesn't change possession, so play on. Andrews with a good touch there to deny Skivington, I think, the chance to get through one-on-one with Jappy again. It's McKeever to Dingwall. He's got Bodiam ahead of her. It's out and it's a throw-in for Inverness. There's a hint of East 5 wanting that throw-in for themselves. Arrowsmith manages to turn well. Looks to play through Bodiam. She's going to get there, but she hasn't got too many options in the middle at the minute. She has to try and pull it back for Ross, who doesn't get there quite in time. Again, small margins. Sees Fife now try to break forward. It's been end-to-end stuff so far this afternoon. Here's Nicholson. Looks to play it through to Skivington. That's a good ball, and she's going to get there. One-on-one with the goalkeeper. Tries to chip Jappy. Wide of the mark. See, it's two teams who, when they get the ball down, want to move it forward quickly, try and play through balls in behind the defence. I mean, it really is quite tough to keep up with the action sometimes, but going from end to end, if they can keep this going for the whole 90 minutes, it's going to be a really entertaining game to watch, if nothing else. Here's Dingwall, cuts back inside, tries to find Arrowsmith, the pass is cut out. Lumsden tries to play the ball forward, but again, cut out. McKeever goes past her. Pass is cut out, it's going out for a throw-in. Going to be Dingwall to take it right in front of us here. Goes for Ross. Loses out in the second ball though. Skivington tries to play the 1-2 with Lumsden. Andrews holds her up but can't win the ball back. Skivington with an option in the middle. It's an overhead kick, it's hit the bar and it's in. Well, credit to Nicholson, that is a fantastic finish. But Inverness will be disappointed that she was allowed the opportunity to get it in the first place. It's 2-0 to East 5. Ball coming into the middle, not dealt with. Overhead kick going in with a little bit of help from the upright. It's going to be an uphill battle by the looks of it for Caley Thistle. Arrowsmith tries to get them back on the front foot. There's Gillies now to Scott. Tries to play it back to her. Actually, it was closer to Arrowsmith, but they lose out. It's a long ball over the top. Dingwall manages to intercept. Not sure it's going to keep this one in though. Not quite. Did well to get there ahead of Lumsden, but wasn't enough to keep the ball in Inverness' possession. There's Dawson now with the throw in. Looks to give it to Lumsden. Dingwall there again. Bodiam manages to clear. Looks like it's quite tough for them to judge the bounce. And a couple of times where the ball's been allowed to drop where ideally you wouldn't really want it to. McKeever does really well there though to go past a couple of East 5 players and get Inverness moving forward again. Bodiam, it's out of reach of Ross, but Mackenzie's there. Ross manages to get it this time and gives it back to Bodiam on the left. She's got Mackenzie in the middle. She lets it come back inside to Gordon. She hits it from distance. It's never really troubling the goalkeeper. Don't mind them trying something a little bit different there, but didn't come off for Gordon just then. As manager Cara Mason at the sidelines tries to urge her side on. Goal kick for East 5. Ball played through from Skivington, looking for Lumsden. Looks like she's going to get there ahead of Dingwall. Dingwall can try and show her ride. McKeever cuts out the ball into the middle. Clears it for Bodiam. It's a lot deeper on the pitch than she would have liked. Plays a 1-2 with Gordon. She has a bit more space now. Again gives it to Gordian, but she loses out. Mackenzie in well there, but the referee says it's a foul. FIFE just taking a moment out of the game there to send a few people forward. Can't blame them. Already 2-0 up, but that is a bit of a waste going all the way through to Jappy. It was Graham taking that free kick. Trying to find Skivington, I believe. You may have noticed wearing the captain's armband for East Fife. Seems to be a key player for them. As Ross chases this one. Graham cuts it out. Callie Thistle throw in on the left-hand side this time. Comes in quickly for Mackenzie. She's allowed to turn towards goal, but the shot is blocked. It's happened a couple of times already this afternoon. Mason was saying in the press earlier this week that East Fife just wanted it more when they played them last time in the league. East Fife were putting bodies on the line, throwing themselves in front of everything. We're already seeing that again this afternoon. Here's Bodiam, again dropping deep to try and get on the ball. Looking for options for the long pass, tries to find Scott. Picks her out well. Gillies in a bit of space. 1-2 with Scott. Still going down the right-hand side. Ross now, inside to Arrowsmith. Gives it back to Gillies, who has to play it quickly under pressure. East Fife managed to get it under control. Although that's a pass to nowhere. It's Dingwall now as Inverness trying to explore the left wing. Bodiam allowed to get a little bit of space there. With that pass, a little bit of hesitancy. Arrowsmith wasn't sure if that was going to come to her or not, and I think that cost her in the end. Here's Andrews. She's got Scott with her helping her out. Here's Arrowsmith now. Back to Scott. She's got Mackenzie in the middle if she wants the early cross. It comes into the middle, but it's headed away for a corner by Graham. It's not all that often the Inverness have tried the early cross tactic, but nearly came off for them there, because if Graham had missed that one, Mackenzie would have been one-on-one with the goalkeeper in the middle of the box. With her record, you'd fancy her to score from there. As it is, here's the corner. Scott to take. Going to the back post. There's a few of them there, but it's just out of reach. McKeever picks this one up, keeps it alive on the left-hand side. She wins the throw-in. No, she doesn't. The referee's giving it to East Fife. That's exactly what they would want to relieve some of this pressure. There's a good couple of minutes there where everybody other than Kim Jappy was camped in the East Fife half. We're relieved to get the ball back under control now, though. Well, Arrowsmith and Bodiam both there trying to win it back. The referee says Arrowsmith, I think it was, committed a foul in doing that. So again gives East Fife the chance to clear their lines, get the ball up the pitch. Dawson with that one. Allowed to switch it all the way across. There's a lot of time there. If there had been a blue and red shirt. As the ball's into the middle now. And Skivington, she controls it well, but the referee says she's offside. It can't be a difficult task for the referees in the Championship North to judge the offsides. It must be said, there's no assistants, no linesmen, but do a decent job most of the time. East Fife throwing. Could be Laura and Dawson to take. Their number 7 again right here in front of us. Mackenzie goes to try and win this back. It's a good touch from Nicholson to turn into space. It's not the best of passes though. Gives it straight to Gordon. Podium does well to get it to Mackenzie. She's got Scott on the right hand side. Ross making the run down in front of her. Sushi's trying to pick out, but Cork with the interception. Gillies with the throw for Gordon. Tries to turn into the box. Loses out that time, and Arrowsmith again. The same. East Fife tried to move forward again. Here's Nicholson. Keever with the interception. I think it might have been offside. But Dingwall does well. Gets it to Bodiam, who now has a bit of space to run at her marker. Tries to find Mackenzie. Nearly made it. Just about made it. Bodiam's still trying to go forward. You can't fault her determination to keep going there, but never really had the ball under control. Now here's Gordon. Picks out Ross on the edge of the box. Manages to turn, but tries to go past her marker. Loses out. Gordon, though, trying to slide in to win the ball there. She has won the throw-in. Dingwall gives it back to Gordon. Inside to Arrowsmith. Gillies, it's not the best of touches, but she should still get this. Oh, that's a crunching tackle. Referee, I think, is going to play on, but Scott puts it out of play because clearly a bit of an issue there for the East Fife player. That's Knight there, who looked a little bit winded after that one. Referee, I think, is actually going to drop the ball rather than doing throw in and giving it back to Inverness. Might be a chance for Scott here to put an early cross into the middle, which he does, looking for Mackenzie. Bounces and Gordon keeps it alive. Bodiam on the left. Cuts back inside on her right foot. Puts the ball into the middle where Ross's way was just over her. It's one of those we've seen it time and time before. It's the right sort of cross that might even dip in at the back post, but not quite there. It's Gordon now on the chase for Inverness and wins the ball back. Bodiam inside to Ross. Back to Bodiam. Looks to cross it for Mackenzie. It's just a little bit over her, but it's not cleared. Mackenzie lays it off for Scott, who hits it. It was a shout for handball from the sidelines for Caley Thistle, but Anderson manages to get on top of that one. Kick forward, goes down the left-hand side, but that's Knight who misjudges it, and Gillies manages to get the ball. Gives it to Scott, and back to Andrews. Plays it along the defence to McKeever, who nearly gets caught in possession. They have to be careful here. East Fife not giving Inverness a second to breathe at the back, and to be fair, it's been the same at the other end as well. Mackenzie trying to chip the ball through for Ross, but Anderson out well to gather it in. East Fife now moving forward with the 2-goal advantage already under their belts. Looking to make it 3 as soon as they can. Inverness, though, fairly solid for the time being. This ball through for Ross. Corkin well to get a foot to it, but Inverness, well, just about managed to get it in before giving it away immediately. A little bit scrappy in the middle of the park these last few seconds. Now Bodiam on the left with a chance to run at her marker once again. She's going to go inside or outside. She managed to get a long way down the pitch. Scott trying to direct a header back towards goal, but not sure if she got any sort of connection with that, and it's out for a corner. It's going to be Bodiam with the corner kick. We've already had a couple of set pieces like this without being able to take advantage of it. I think a bit of an issue there with the corner flag. Bodiam had moved it to try and get a bit more space to take the corner, and the referee saying no, it has to go back where it was. Bodiam does put the ball into the middle now, looking for Mackenzie. It's Gordon who actually connected with it. I think it may have just clipped the crossbar on its way over. Inches away from Inverness, so unlucky. Goal kick comes in. Andrews with a strong shout and header. I can't find a teammate though. Here's once again Bodiam on the left. Put under, I think, more pressure than she realised there, but she has won the throw-in. As we approach the half-hour mark rather. Here's Ross. Wins the corner, another one for Caley Thistle. Surely they can't have too many more of these without finding the net. Already had a couple of sighters, if you want to call them that. With the ball in now, Bodiam headed all the way through. And that, I think, is Nicholson with the touch on it to clear. ICTWF trying to move forward. McKeever keeping that in. I think she could have let that go for an Inverness throw in, but instead she's given it to ICTWF. Wasn't the best of throws, but the referee doesn't see anything wrong with it. Smith now moves forward. Overhit that pass for Ross, but she's going to have another chance to move forward here. Again, put under pressure, and ICTWF managed to get the ball away. Since they've gone 2-0 up, it has been mostly Inverness in possession. Bodiam tries to flick it over Dawson. Mackenzie there as well. Dawson who gets the back to get the foot in. Inverness throw in, which Mackenzie tries to take quickly, but there's no obvious option for her there. So she's going to leave it to Bodiam instead. Smith, Mackenzie doesn't look too interested. Gordon coming short, Ross coming short, gives it to Ross. Bodiam tries to get the cross into the middle. There wasn't really too many options to aim for there. Dingwall just holds up ICTWF as they try to counter. A bit more space now. Skivington tries to get through, McKeever's there. It's a good challenge. Giving away the throw in, but much better result than it could have been if she hadn't been there to make that interception. So an ICTWF throw on the left hand side. Come through to Lumsden. Turns Dingwall. Cut back inside. Just toying with her a little bit there. Here's Nicholson now looking to find Skivington. That's cleared away. Can Inverness counter-attack? Here's Gordon. To Scott on the right-hand side. She's got Ross and Mackenzie ahead of her. She likes to cut inside herself and give it to Gordon. So quickly put under pressure. Credit to ICTWF for the amount of work they're putting in off the ball. Gordon does well on it though to go past her. Pass just caught Ross, I think, going a little bit in the opposite direction. Wrong-footed her ever so slightly, which made all the difference when it came to taking that under control. Didn't manage to do it. Going out for an ICTWF goal kick. Once again, Anderson to take. It's not entirely uncommon in the Championship North, as we've seen over the last few weeks, for the number 2 to be taking a goal kick, but it is quite unusual for the number 2 to be the goalkeeper, as is the case for ICTWF this afternoon. It's a high ball here, Dingwall trying to shepherd it out of play. Looking at the referee, it's going to be an ICTWF throw-in. Dawson takes it, and Rigby Wilson manages to turn. Looks to play through Skivington. Jappy quickly off her line. She does really, really well there to get the ball under control. Spotted the danger nice and early. Had to be quick off the mark to get there first, but she did. She managed it. Goal kick through wasn't judged particularly well by the ICTWF defender. Inverness as yet unable to take advantage. Smith trying to get it under control against Rigby Wilson. Gordon there almost putting the challenge in too. The ball gets played through, looking for Lumsden. He's got on the wrong side. Dingwall shot just wide of the mark. Not sure Jappy left that knowing that it was going to be going wide. Looked to be just out of her reach, but thankfully the wrong side of the post for Caley Thistle. Here's Scott now, down the right hand side. Gives it to Ross. I think is really playing as a striker along with Kaylee McKenzie, but she's drifted out to that right hand side a lot this afternoon, trying to find a bit of space, get into those channels. He's five through and it's over. Scott looks for Nicholson, but Inverness managed to get the ball back, although Smith gives it away. Thankfully ICTWF can't take advantage of that, and it's another throw in, this time for Caley Thistle. He's going to get another go at this one. He's got Arsmith there. He's got Gordon, Scott further down the line. Stead picks out the black and yellow shirt of East Fife. So Lumsden looking for options ahead of her. Mackenzie, you can see her gearing up to make that challenge. Skivington, Callie Thistle wanted a handball there, but she's still going down the right hand side. Bodia manages to get the foot in. Has to concede the throw in. Bit of a delay here. These five, I don't think, realised that was their throw. They've given it away though. Here's Gordon looking to move forward. Tries to play it to Mackenzie, but it's a skewed clearance which gives Ross a chance to chase this one. Cleared away, nearly out of the ground. Ross tries to take the throw in quickly. That's given away again though. Just not managing to find that pass in the final third to keep the ball and open things up as yet, despite having plenty of pressure and possession in the East Fife half. Gonna be a free kick for Inverness here. I think Gordon had half a mind to try and take that one quickly and make the most of some of the gaps that were in the East Fife defence, but they've elected to regroup, get a few bodies into the box, or at least on the edge of it. And Andrews is going to take this one. She chips it forward, looking for McKeever, I think that was. It's headed away. Gilly switches it to Dingwall. Andrews now inside. That's a really speculative shot from long range. Wasn't that far away, but was never really troubling Anderson in the East Fife goal. Coming to the last 10 minutes of the half. Shouts of encouragement from the sidelines for Inverness, but they're still 2 goals behind. They're going to want to get at least one back before the interval. Ideally back in level terms, if not ahead. You know how quickly things can change, but looks like it's going to be a tough afternoon for them. Gordon's down off the ball here. The referee's going to go over and check on her. Looks like she's taking a sore one. Inverness still in possession, so they're going to have the ball back on the restart, but Gordon's struggling here, I think. No shout for the physio, which of course for Callie Thistle is also Karen Mason. Yeah, Gordon is going to try and continue. No treatment needed, but she doesn't look all that happy at the moment. Drop ball to get us restarted now. Right back where we were with Dingwall. She tries to play it quickly. Arsmith picks up a loose ball and Gordon back into the action. Plays it through for Bodium. It's nicely weighted and allows her to take the touch to go past her marker. Cross isn't the greatest though, and it's cleared away for an Inverness throw-in. Bodium with the throw, gives it to Ross. Tries to play the ball into the middle, but too many bodies around her, not the space to get it in.
Charlie's feet again, Charlie's feet
Here's
again.
Dingwall, back to McKeever. Looking for options ahead of her, looks to play it direct towards Mackenzie, but it's headed away. East Fife again, trying to break, but that's a good touch from Gillies. Scott to Gordon. Looking for Gillies down the right-hand side. She's not going to get this one. The right sort of idea from Inverness, though. We haven't seen that too much from them, trying to get the ball down and spread it out wide quickly. At least it hasn't come off for them too often this afternoon so far. Of course, still plenty of time for that to change, and they've got the players to do it. Certainly got enough quality. But East Fife making life tricky for them this afternoon so far. There's an Inverness throw in just around about the halfway line. Looking for Mackenzie, headed away. These five have a bit of space now to get the ball down and turn. Well, they're forced back, and that's a long ball forward. It's cut out by Gillies. Here's Skivington trying to turn, but Andrews is right there with her. And Andrews taken down unfairly. According to the referee, it's an Inverness free kick. Looks like Andrews is going to take this one herself. She is still right beside the ball. Now with everybody in front of her, plenty of options. So just see Gordon still limping a little bit there after her earlier issue. It was aimed towards her, but it's gone all the way through to Mackenzie. Gives it back to Gordon. Gets caught in possession. It's nicely done by East Fife. Here's Lumsden moving inside. She's got a few options ahead of her. In fact, this is 2-on-1 now. Dingwall trying to get back. That's a good challenge from McKeever. Jaffe manages to keep it in. Dingwall moves forward with the ball. She's got Bodiam with her. Bodiam turns. Poor pass through though, hit right in the middle of Mackenzie and Ross. Don't know if she was in two minds there of who to try and play for. Gordon doesn't quite reach that one. These five try and go forward again. McKeever comes across. That's again quick offer line by Jaffe to get that ball under control. She needed to do that a couple of times already this afternoon, but could have been much, much worse for Inverness if she hadn't. McKeever looks to play it through route one. Over the top for Ross, who's through one-on-one with the goalkeeper, but doesn't get it under control. Anderson again out quickly. Kind of saying to Jaffe, anything you can do, I can do just as well. And she actually gathered that in. She was only about a step inside her box. You'd have thought Ross would have had more time to get a shot away. It's good work from the goalkeeper. Here comes East Fife. Well, they're not happy with that one. The ball had been played through for Knight, who had the freedom of the left side of the pitch for East Fife to run into. But the reason for that was she was offside, so it's a Caley Thistle free kick instead. Free kick's taken, looking for Gordon. I think maybe did get a touch on that to nod it on for Ross. But it's more of a hopeful header inside than anything else. And East Fife get the ball back. Oh, it's a good touch from Gordon to win it back for Inverness again. Bodiam thought she's going to have to try and play that one quickly, but she instead takes it under control well. Pass just out of Ross's reach. There's Andrews now moving forward with a purpose. Pass from Mackenzie under pressure. She loses out. It's been the pattern of the half so far. Caley Thistle have had plenty of possession in the middle of the park, but haven't really managed to get it through to trouble the goalkeeper. And then at the other end, East Fife have had a little bit more quality in the final third, managed to get their couple of goals. They're looking to make it a third here with Nicholson through for Skivington. It's a good ball. She goes past her marker, but the shot's over the bar. It's Andrews battling out with her. Looks like those two are just sticking together for the time being. That time Skivington who managed to get the shot away. She might have fancied her chances of scoring a second of the afternoon, but wasn't to be. As Inverness try and get one back before half-time. Into the final few minutes now. Not going to happen like that though. Dingwall looked like she might have been forced back towards her keeper. Instead manages to get it down the line. Gordon keeps it alive. That's a poor touch from Nicholson, who gives it to Mackenzie. She tries to pick out Scott in a load of space, and she's through. She has a shot at goal, but that's well over the bar. Maybe Inverness's best chance of the half. But you can tell that they haven't had too many of those in the first 45 minutes, because Scott possibly had the time to take a touch there and pick her spot. Tried to stretch for it and rush the effort at goal. Maybe not anticipating she had as much time as she actually did. East Fife just getting a little bit frustrated that they're not having more of the ball, but they do have the lead, which is the important statistic at the end of the day. Gordon misjudges that bounce. Rigby Wilson trying to play it through. Does get it for Knight. Has a shot at goal. It goes across the face of it and wide of the mark. Again, not sure if Jappy left that one knowing that it was going to be missing the target, or if she just couldn't get there. Either way, hasn't gone in, and that's what matters for Inverness. Referee just put a pause on play here as Brodie Rigby Wilson did look like she picked up some sort of knock as Inverness was trying to move forward before East Fife countered. She's down, doesn't look like she's going to need treatment. There's been no signal of that from the referee. But maybe, since we've had a couple of those, that there'll be a few minutes of added time at the end of this first half, which Calithus will have to try and take advantage of if they want to move up into second place in the league this afternoon. Gordon turns well, actually turns back inside again, gives it to Arrowsmith, just inside the centre circle. Out to Gillies on the right, and Scott. Calithus building incrementally at this point. Forced backwards now though, with Dingwall with the ball. Inside to McKeever, and back to Dingwall. She's got a bit of space now, she wants to move forward. Looks to give it to Gordon, but it's behind her. And it's through. Rigby Wilson plays it for Skivington. McKeever again, phenomenal challenge. Again, badly needed. If she'd mistimed that, well, she could have been off the pitch. Last ditch effort. She did it well. And makes the clearance again there, which is looked like it was straight for Mackenzie. Bounced just ahead of her. It's back to the goalkeeper who manages to get a good kick on it to clear. Arrowsmith tries to go past a couple of players. Just overran it slightly. And now here's East Fife. That's a great ball through for Knight. She does have Lumsden at the back post. She's got Skivington coming into the middle. Looks for the latter. There was a touch on that from McKeever. And Dingwall managed to get across and clear it. There's plenty of space now for Calithus if they can switch this to the left-hand side. Here's Mackenzie. It's a 3-on-3, which is quite rare for them so far. Here's Bodium now inside the box. Cuts back inside. Inverness want a penalty. Wow, maybe Bodium was too honest there. If she'd gone down, she might have gotten the decision. Certainly impeded. Not a huge amount of contact, admittedly. Bodium has to settle for the throw instead of the penalty. Maybe even something a little more. She managed to avoid the challenge altogether. Here's Mackenzie. Looks to play diagonal ball through for Scott. It's a good idea, but can't get it under control. It's out for another Inverness throw in, this time on the right-hand side. Good bit of pressure the end of this first half by Inverness. Although that's not what they needed. Chipped ball through, goes past everybody and out for a goal kick, which just relieves some of that pressure that they've been building up. And she's going to take the goal kick. She's sending her teammates further forward as we move into stoppage time here. Don Andrews with, I think, quite an important interception. Manages to get it again, but just kicks it out for an East Fife throw-in. Tried to take the throw in long, but wasn't anyone there in a black and yellow shirt. And Inverness, can they mount one last attacking chance of the half? Bodium nods it back to Dingwall. Tries to come inside, but she's caught in possession by Nicholson, who does well to go past her and check back inside again. Showing off a bit of her ball control, but she's caught there by Bodium. There's the half-time whistle. It's not been the first 45 minutes that Calithus would have wanted. They're 2-0 down against East Fife, with goals from Terry Skivington and Alyssa Nicholson so far making the difference. They have had plenty of the ball, plenty of the territory, Just lacking a little bit of quality in the final third. Gonna have to hope for a little bit better than that in the second half if they're gonna get back into this match and move it up into the top 2 in the league table. There's of course a good chance for them to do that this afternoon. They're currently in 3rd place against 2nd in the league with East Fife. East Fife going into this match 3 points ahead, with Inverness having a better goal difference and a game in hand, so it wouldn't be entirely the end of the world for Cali Thistle's promotion hopes if East Fife won this one, but certainly put them in a much better position if they could come away with 3 points. We'll take a little bit of a break just now, just as the players go back and regroup with their coaches at halftime. Go make yourself a cup of tea, cup of coffee, whatever you fancy at this point in the afternoon. We'll be back soon to take you through the second 45 minutes of action.
think it did go over 7 times to be honest, so I'm not sure I will get it, but I'll try.
Just about to get back underway here for the second half at Inverness Royal Academy. Cali Thistle 2 goals down against East Fife after goals from Terry Skivington and Alyssa Nicholson. It's going to take a big 45 minutes for Inverness if they are to get the result that they're after to move up into second place in the Championship North. The message from manager Karen Mason at halftime was basically show a bit of desire. We know the opportunity that's in front of us. Go and make the most of it. Go and grab it with both hands. We'll see what sort of impact that's had on the players. In just a moment, as the referee makes his final checks. Make sure we've got 11 players on each side of the pitch. Both goalkeepers are ready. And we are underway for the second half. As I was saying just after the halftime whistle, it's not necessarily do or die for Cali Thistle's promotion hopes, but it would certainly go a long way to putting them in a good position if they could get the win this afternoon. It would feel like a big moment if nothing else after losing against East Fife on the opening day of the season. They want to get that win back and put themselves in the best possible position. And here's Mackenzie now looking to find Ross. Mackenzie manages to win it back, and it's Arrowsmith now. Looking to play an ambitious through ball for Scott on the right hand side, and it's gone out of reach and out for a throw-in. Throw-in comes in, but Inverness first to that one, although they can't get it under control. Here's Skivington, who's such a thorn in Inverness' side in the first half. Dingwall trying to drive forward with the ball, make something happen. Look to give it to Bodium, but not the best. Well, not sure if it was not the best pass or Bodium just misjudged it and missed it. Either way, it's an East Fife throw-in, and they try and move forward now with the ball. Mackenzie's done well there to earn back a throw-in in the same sort of position on the left-hand side. Dingwall gives it to Ross. Back to Dingwall. Just a little bit slow on the ball, and she concedes the throw-in. Could be Dawson to take this throw now for East Fife. Let's give it to Lumsden, who has conceded the throw-in. They're just exchanging them now in that far side. Dingwall assessing her options. Tries to pick out Gordon. He turns but just overruns it a little bit, and Nicholson's able to win it back. Here's Rigby Wilson moving forward the ball. It's a good interception from Gillies. Although again, good recovery from Rigby Wilson. Now here's Skivington on the right wing. Usually found her in the middle in the first half, but she's drifted out wide. Puts the cross into the middle, which Jappy comes out to claim. Looking to move it quickly. Here's Gillies now, down the right. She's got Scott ahead of her. Looked like trying to play a 1-2, but nobody really there that far forward for the return ball from Scott. That's a foul being given, I think, against Gordon. It's going to be East Fife with the free kick. They're not committing too many bodies forward, although Cork is now going up into the box. Forcing a little bit of a reshuffle with who's picking up who in the Inverness defence. Ball comes in from Wallace, but it's headed away from Arrowsmith. Ross misjudges the bounce, but Gordon's there to pick it up. She manages to turn her away past the defender. She's got Ross ahead of her, tries to play through Scott instead. That's going to be an Inverness throw-in. It's going to be Gillies to take. Gordon came for it, decided against it, gave it to Ross instead, who under pressure can only put it out for a throw-in for East Fife. A little bit scrappy at the start of the second half. Neither side really getting the ball under control, stringing a few passes together. Maybe another free kick for East Fife, just a case in point. As Wallace is put on the ground by Scott. Free kick, but in a much deeper position this time for East Fife. Tara Smith and Andrews both going for that one. Neither of them could really take it in. He gives East Fife the chance to break forward again. It's a good ball through for Skivington if she can get there. McKeever tries to keep her away from goal, but she's conceded. It's a free kick right on the edge of the box. Well, literally any closer towards goal, and that would have been a penalty. It does at least give Callie Thistle a chance to form a wall and keep this one out. Looks like it's going to be Skivington to take it herself after winning it. The East Fife captain with a goal to her name already after opening the scoring this afternoon. She's going to try and get her second and East Fife's third of the afternoon. Four players in the wall for Inverness. Only McKeever's not far away from it herself. Looks like she's now going to go and pick up one of the East Fife players inside the box. But I can't imagine Skivington would do anything other than shoot from this sort of position. She does. It's parried away by Jappy. The follow-up from, I think that was Knight, goes wide of the mark. Strong pair of hands from Jappy to keep that one out. May feel as though she could have held on to it, but she did her job. Kept the scoreline at 2-0 for the time being. Starting to see the effects of what we're going to have to get used to over the next few months for Callie Thistle women. Of course, used to play a summer season, now playing a winter season since the pandemic started. The floodlights coming on as things just dimming a wee bit as the sun goes down. From their point of view, fingers will be crossed that Callie Thistle can get back into this match and the sun won't go down in their promotion aspirations. Ross trying to make something happen. Gordon wins it back, but the referee pulls it back for the foul on Ross. Inverness going to take the chance to launch the ball deep into the East Fife half. Although McKeever elects to play it wide instead, and here's Gillies. She's got Scott ahead of her. Gillies makes the run, but Ross is further down there. Cleared away for an Inverness throw-in. It's a brief second there, I thought I was going to come right up here towards the camera. Thankfully not from our point of view. Gordon does well to keep that throw-in alive. Here's Ross trying to put the ball into the middle. They want the corner. She just didn't connect with it properly. It's a goal kick. East Fife take it quickly. They're trying to slow things down towards the end of the first half, but looking to play at a slightly higher tempo so far at the start of the second. Ball played through for Lumsden. Checks back inside Dingwall. Looks to give it to Wallace. That's a high ball in. May even have been a shot that was just skewed well over the ball. Chappie takes a goal kick quickly. There's McKeever. Mackenzie's dropped really deep to try and get on the ball a bit more as Gordon's gone up front. There's Arrowsmith now. Back to McKeever. Not too many options around about her. She tries to play it long to Scott. Mackenzie gets control of the ball. Goes past a couple of black shirts. Here's Ross now. Closed down quickly though, so she can't get a shot away. It looked like that was going to be an opening for Callie Thistle. not to be. Mackenzie gives it back to McKeever, who cuts inside, wrong foots the East Fife player. Tries to go past another couple, but gets caught. Looks like that was a sore one from Wallace, who actually made the tackle herself, but has come out of it worse. But East Fife are playing on, keeping the ball going forward, although that's intercepted by Scott. It's Gordon, that's a lovely touch through for Ross. Again, can't get it under control in time to get a shot away, but she has won the corner this time. Definitely better build-up play from Cali Thistle at the start of this second half. A couple of really nice touches. Each time playing Abby Ross through. Oh, she was closed down quickly enough that she couldn't get a shot away either time. Here's the corner, and it's Scott that puts it into the middle. It's allowed to bounce all the way through. That's not cleared. It's McKeever. Can she get a shot away? She can, but it's blocked. Cleared away, but it's another Inverness throw in. They did have a bit of pressure just at the end of the first half that they couldn't quite take advantage of. Looks like they're having another wee spell at the start of this second as they try to get back into this game. Here's Mackenzie to Arrowsmith. Shot from distance. Goalkeeper's never troubled. Anderson in the East Fife net. Mentioned earlier, but just a reminder, unusually wearing number 2 for a goalkeeper. She's sending her teammates forwards. Looks like she's going to try and launch this one to get the ball up the pitch a little bit. Mackenzie goes to challenge for that one, but it's still East Fife's ball. Like to try and play the diagonal quickly. It shouldn't be too much of a problem for Cali Thistle. Jappy has to be out well though to get there after Andrew's pass. Mackenzie wins this one back. You can see the determination she's bringing to the middle of that park. She's giving it to Bodiam on the left. She's got Ross in the middle. Mackenzie joining her now. Scott at the back post too. Bodiam doesn't pick any of them out as the cross was intercepted. Unlucky from McKeever. She did well to get in there first and win the ball, but then the spin took it away from her. And East Fife have the chance to get through here. I think Gillies had played her onside. Here's Lumsden. Shepherded away from goal by Arrowsmith, who's done quite well there. Done even better to win the goal kick from that. Looked like it could be a real problem for Inverness, but East Fife couldn't take advantage of the space they had. Here's Scott, gives it to Gordon, looks to play it through for Ross. She's going to have to chase this one, but the keeper comes out quickly. Gets a strong clearance on that. It's gone straight through to Knight, who's nodded it on for Skivington, but she is offside. She went to finish it anyway, and she did pick out the bottom corner of what was a good finish, but unfortunately for East Fife, it doesn't count. The referee, I think, is having a word with her there about kicking the ball away too. Chance to start again for Cali Thistle. Bit of an aimless ball, no blue and red shirt around to get on under control, but Inverness has still benefited because it's a hand ball. Free kick for Cali Thistle, which Mackenzie this time is standing over. I've seen her score some free kicks from distance, but surely this one inside the centre circle is a little bit too far even for her. Just lining up on the edge of the box. She elects to go out right. She's won the throw in there. Was aimed towards Scott, who goes and takes the throw in quickly. Down the line for Gordon. Manages to turn away from a couple of markers. Gets into the box, and that's cleared off her, unfortunately, for Inverness. And it's gone out for an East Fife goal kick. You can see that Inverness are trying to move the ball a bit more quickly. Raise the intensity levels a little bit, but still not coming off for them when it gets to that final third. Certainly more intent, which Cameron Mason will be pleased with. It won't matter that much if they don't get the results at the end of it. Gordon tries to turn away, as again we nearly get taken out by a clearance, but it's an Inverness throw-in. So these Fife have emerged with the ball this time. Down the line for Skivington. Can she keep it in? I think she just about does manage to keep it in, but no teammate around her to take advantage of that. Inverness with the ball now. Andrews looking for options ahead of her. Finds Smith. Gives it to Gordon. She puts her foot on the ball and plays it down the line for Scott if she can keep this one in, and she does. Oh, that's a disappointing one for Inverness. Scott had won the corner, but the referee thought it had gone out for a throw-in. We're not far away from the line. It certainly didn't look like it had gone out from here. But like I was saying earlier with the referees, when it comes to offsides, they have a tough job to do with no assistance. Same sort of thing when it comes to throw-ins. Referee's having a word with the Cali Thistle assistant manager here. He did go over and complain about the potential penalty that Inverness could have had at the end of the first half during halftime break. The referee's clearly had enough. Long throw forward. Andrews went to try and win it, but she left Skivington alone to do so. There's McKeever now. He's had quite a good game for Inverness, all things considered. Looks to play it to Mackenzie, who just runs away from her a little bit. These Fife get the ball back. It's a good interception there from Dingwall. It's an East Fife throw in, but again, could have been worse if she hadn't made that and let Lumsden in down that right hand side. Here's Wallace. Tackled by Mackenzie. Throw comes in again for East Fife. Allowed time to turn and run forward, but Smith makes an interception there. Tries to break forward for Cali Thistle. Ross comes back and gives it to Bodiam. Scott's trying to get up the pitch on the other side. It's not the best of passes from Bodiam though. And it's given away. It's a low clearance from Anderson in the East Fife goal. I think one or two players that might have actually ducked out of the way of it. It's so low. Inverness winning it back here. Mackenzie trying to get it in the middle. It's fallen for Gordon. Scott now on the right hand side. Forced backwards. Here's Andrews. Bodiam wants it down the line on the left hand side. That's certainly what Andrews had tried. Didn't come off. Smith now. Who's inside? Who's past a swipe from Rigby Wilson, the East Fife player. Most of the game is being played in the East Fife half, save for the odd break forward as they try and counter. With the 2-goal lead already going their way, East Fife don't really have to break forward too much. They don't have to try and push things. They can afford to make life difficult for Cali Thistle, which is exactly what they're doing. Here's Rigby Wilson again. It's gone past 3 or 4 Inverness shirts there, but the pass isn't a good one. Looked like Jaffe was going to come for that, but was cleared away instead by her defender. I think this is going to be her ball. McKeever, like I said before, having a good game. I see that one out for a goal kick, which has now been taken. And Inverness try and move forward again. So Andrews assessing the options ahead of her. Let's play it straight through the middle for Gordon. He gets crowded out, but she's done well to get a foot in there and win it back. Ross trying to play the ball through down the right hand side for Scott. Doesn't come off. Let's come all the way back to the East Fife goalkeeper who looks to launch it forward. Smith misjudges that one, which has got another chance to get the ball down. Oh, nice idea to give that down the line to Bodiam, but cut out. Diagonal ball played through for Knight. She's inside the box, trying to pick out Skivington. That's a good save from Jaffe. Needed to be made. Save Inverness going 3-0 down. Had to come across our line quickly to cover the near post. She got there in just enough time to kick the ball away, although it came off her teammate. It's gone out for a corner. Coming into the box now is Rigby Wilson. Bodiam with a slice clearance away. She's trying to close it down again. Ball back into the middle. Mackenzie was going to try and clear it. There's Ross, wins it back. She had to track back quite a long way there. She's getting closed down again. So she checks back inside. It's good play from Ross. Mackenzie tries to release Scott down the right-hand side, but should be Cork's ball. She does well to see it out. See off Scott for a goal kick. And it looks like there's going to be a couple of changes here for Inverness. Alex Andrews comes off for Nicola Ross. And it looks like it's going to be Hannah Gordon for Tina Kelly. Looks like it's going to mean Bodiam coming over to the right-hand side. Tina Kelly going into the left wing. I think Nicola Ross is straight swap for Alex Andrews in the middle of defence. Looks like Julia Scott, who was on the right wing, is now going to play a more central role just behind Abby Ross. 4-2-3-1 for the Cali Thistle. Back underway with the goal kick. Mackenzie tries to head it, but it's gone behind her. It's Lumsden there battling away with Dingwall. Referee stopped this, I think just to check that Mackenzie was all right after that header. Of course, you don't want to take any chances when it comes to a head knock. Just giving her a second, checking she's okay. Looks like she is, thankfully. Never want to see anybody being forced off injured, especially not something like that. That means it's going to be a drop ball again. It's going to be East Fife's. Just deciding who's actually going to take it under control. And it's Dawson. It's a nice attempt at a turn from Rigby Wilson, but she loses out. And Ross with the first touch gives it away to Knight. Tries to find Skivington, but McKeever, like I said before, it's had a really good game actually, considering Cali Thistle are 2-0 down. Manages to win it back. Gives it to Arrowsmith, who plays in Cali down the left-hand side. Natural left footer on the left wing, gets across in quickly. Bodiam doesn't connect with the shot. Does well to keep pressure on the ball though. And Gillies gives it back to her. Bodiam has the time to pick a cross out in the middle, but doesn't beat the first defender. Well, that's a misplaced pass from Gillies, trying to find Nicola Ross, but giving it straight to Skivington. She is being forced wide, and that's a good tackle from McKeever. Might have to upgrade that good game to an excellent game at this stage. She's gone past a couple, but given that away. Arrowsmith, though, takes the ball under control. Given the chance to turn, looks to pick out Bodiam. Just out of everybody's reach, and it's out for an East Fife throw. Comes in looking for Knight. Bodiam wins it back and manages to find Ross, who picks out Scott. She tries to go past one, but another defender came across the cover. It's good work from the East Fife defence, but Inverness will be disappointed they couldn't make more of that. McKeever again with the interception. Now here's Callie with a bit of space on the left-hand side. Callie's won the free kick there. Thought it might have just been the corner, but no, the referee has pulled it back for a set piece. These 5 defenders just seem to be dropping off at this stage when Inverness get the ball. Quite happy to be ran at as long as they can control where they end up running into. But this is a chance for Inverness. right on the corner of the box. Kelly McKenzie standing over it. There's a few bodies in the middle. Julia Scott there, Abby Ross, Charlotte Arrowsmith. Wouldn't surprise me if McKenzie tried to pick out the top corner though. She's certainly capable. We've seen her score from further out than this. The angle shouldn't work too much against her really. But straight into the wall. She'll be disappointed with that effort. That's Tina Callie trying to win the ball back, but it's gone out for an East Fife throw-in pretty deep inside their own half, so it's not the best of positions for them if Inverness can keep the pressure on. You can see there's still a couple of Inverness players inside the East Fife box. And they've won the throw-in back, actually. It's Arrowsmith, who has been penalised for handball. Whereas East Fife at the start of the half were quite keen to keep the ball moving. Maybe see if they could get a third. Looks like they're trying to slow things down a little bit more now. Take some time out of the game. Here's Skillington, who opened the scoring in the first half. It's tackled by Dingwall, but it's gone out for an East Fife throw. Dawson to take it. Looks to find Lumsden, but it's come out to Skivington. Ball played through by Wallace, looking to find her captain. Jappe's come out well, right on the left-hand side of her box to win that one. Inverness trying to move it quickly, and it's come to Tina Callie again on the left-hand side. Inside to McKenzie, to Arrowsmith. Nicola Ross now to Gillies. Moved it right across from the left to the right-hand side, but that one's slightly wayward. It's gone out for a throw-in. Here's Doyle with the throw for East Fife. It's come back to Doyle, but she's crowded out by 3 Inverness players. Scott does keep that one in. Gives it to Bodium, tries to play it down the line. In fact, she's going to get that herself. She's got Ross in the middle, Kelly at the back post. And she's gone past Wallace, gone into the middle. I think she just overran that a little bit. Was a shout from the sidelines. Looks like Mason wanted a penalty, but I think Bodium actually stood on the ball there rather than getting tripped up. Inverness try and keep moving forward, but East Fife have the ball until they give it to McKeever. Lost count the amount of times I've said that this afternoon. Here's Kelly. Done well to find a bit of space on the left-hand side. And here's Scott! That's one back for Inverness. It's exactly what they've been waiting for. Still plenty of time left in the game for Callie Thistle to go and get an equaliser, maybe even a winner. That's good work from Tina Callie on the left-hand side after Laura McKeever won the ball back. Pinpoint cross in, and Julia Scott, captain for her this afternoon, of course, in the absence of Kirsty Deans and Jana Brady, managed to get in there at the near post and convert without really any too much difficulty. But here come East Fife again with Knight. Tries to put the cross in, closer to Jappe, who manages to catch it. I do feel like that might be a turning point in this game. The tails will be up now for Inverness, but East Fife trying to come out swinging, restore their 2-goal lead. Here's Skivington. Dale has to be careful not to give away a penalty, but McKeever gets the foot in there. It's going to be an East Fife corner after McKeever blocks that cross into the middle. Like I was just saying before, East Fife in no rush to take these set pieces anymore. Wouldn't expect them to be, in all fairness, but certainly not going to speed things up now. The deficit's only 1 goal. Corner comes in. It's McKenzie there with a strong header away. It's going out for another corner. Rigby Wilson going to have a second chance to put a ball into the middle. The difference now is they have committed plenty of bodies forward. The likes of Cork going back from the middle of defence, and it's aimed towards Cork. Headers over the bar. Caley Thistle trying to get the ball moving more quickly, but have to wait for people to get back into their positions before doing that. Goal kick was taken to Gillies, and now here's Bodiam on the right hand side, closed down quickly. So elects to go backwards for the time being. Mackenzie now. It's a good ball through for Bodiam. Gives it inside to Scott. She's got a couple of teammates around her if she needs them. She is forced backwards. Arrowsmith now tries to give it back to Scott, but it's intercepted by Knight. Arrowsmith manages to make a good interception there. So you just see, I think that's Mackenzie that's down with a bit of cramp. Kelly trying to keep this one alive. Looks like Mackenzie's really struggling here. Maybe a little bit more than cramp. Been called for the physio. It is going to be an Inverness corner when play does resume, but this is a concern for them. Mackenzie might have to go off here. She's done well, more known for her goal scoring than her passing ability, but since dropping back into midfield, swapping roles at the start of the second half with Hannah Gordon before Gordon eventually went off. And there's a lovely through ball there for Scott just a minute or two ago. Showing how important she is to this team regardless of where she's playing. Actually a throw in for Inverness. I thought they were waiting to put the ball down, but it's come into the box with Ross. Inverness want a handball. Not given. Mackenzie straight back into the fray here though, trying to win it back. It's a through ball through. It's Lumsden trying to keep it in for East Fife. Unsuccessfully, it's an Inverness throw-in. Throw-in comes in. And Callie manages to turn. She's looked really lively since coming on. Fresh legs have paid dividends for her and for Inverness. Here's Bodiam. Goes past Doyle. Has a shot from distance. Oh, it's over the bar. It was dipping. Looked like it was going to be close. Don't really blame her for having a go. So nearly the equaliser that Inverness desperately want. So there's going to be a change, maybe two for East Fife. It's going to be Doyle going off. She actually had a pretty solid game at left back. Maybe just starting to catch up with her a little bit. It looks like there's going to be a little bit of a reshuffle from the visitors. Mirren Lumsden going back into defence. Going the wrong way to see the number of who it was that came on, so I'll tell you in just a second when I can confirm that. It was Karis Blythe that came on as East Fife try and get through on goal here. Gillies put it out for a throw-in. There was a shout there of keeper, maybe that would have been the better option, but managed to keep it away from goal for the time being. East Fife with Wallace cutting back inside and turning back again. Manages to get the cross in. Arrowsmith with the clearance. Oh, it's not really cleared. It's only as far as Rigby Wilson, whose shot was blocked. Wallace again trying, looked like a shot. Cleared away. Bit more defending for Inverness to do after they've been on the front foot for most of this half, must be said. Ball comes out to Callie, but looking to give it back to Arrowsmith. Couldn't find her. And East Fife try and break with Rigby Wilson. Looks inside for Skivington, but Jappy's out well again. It's the fourth, fifth, maybe even sixth time this afternoon that she's had to be quick on her feet to get the ball back. She's done it well. Mackenzie trying to close down this loose ball. These five do get it forward. As Wallace looking for Nicholson, but it's actually come all the way through for Knight, who has played it inside for Nicholson. Shot straight at the goalkeeper. She had so much more time there than she realised. It's a warning sign for Inverness as they try and get the ball forward in search of an equaliser, that there's still a threat to be dealt with at the other end of the pitch. Scott's gone down, the referee's playing advantage with Ross, and now Bodium. Looked like she was gearing up for a shot there, but she's been forced a little bit wide. Mackenzie's trying to get forward in support. Not quick enough, unfortunately, for Caley Thistle. And Knight puts the ball out of play because Scott is down. Caley Thistle going to make a substitution. Scott's down, needing a bit of treatment. I think they're just going to take her off and not risk anything. Just check who's going to come on here. Looks like it's going to be Rhea Hosick. It is indeed. Scott had been playing sort of just behind the strikers, so it's just about a like for like switch. Scott not looking the most comfortable. She's going off there, but she is walking off. Doesn't need any help, so hopefully that's a good sign. What's sure to be a really, really important run coming up for Caley Thistle, whether they win or lose this game. It is a blow for Inverness, though, to lose their goal scorer. Lose an experienced head as well. Scott, one of the most experienced members of this team. Captain's armband's been given to Kaylee Mackenzie in the middle of the park now, as Arrowsmith moves forward with the ball. She's got Callie ahead of her and Ross. She tries to pick out the latter. Don't think she's going to be able to keep this one in though. Not quite. Round about 10 minutes left for Caley Thistle to try and find an equaliser, and if they can do that relatively quickly, they'll be hoping to then go and try and find a winner. East Fife, though, playing to the situation. Not playing anything short when they're back in their own goal line. Trying to get the ball away from the danger area as far as they're concerned. But here's Inverness coming again. Bodium trying to flick it forward. Gets crowded out. Here's Wallace. That's a poor pass behind Nicholson. Ross moves forward with it. Here's Hosick. Gives it to Ross. Mackenzie trying to play it through for Hosick. Can she get there before the keeper? No, she can't. Anderson out well to slide in and get the ball. Hosick, of course, came off the bench last time Caley Thistle was playing to make her senior debut, and she managed to get a goal in the win over Westdyke. She had been absolutely tearing it up over the summer for the Caley Thistle development squad in the Highlands and Islands League. If she could produce another goal here today, she'll immediately become a favourite at Caley Thistle. Jappy had to come out quickly. They're actually outside of her box to clear that one away. It's a throw-in for East Fife. Dingwall with the header away, but only as far as an East Fife shirt. And the ball's come back in now. Skivington trying to play it through. Dingwall can't keep that one in. It's another throw in for East Fife. It's Dawson who goes to take this throw in. Looking for Wallace. He's got it straight at Arrowsmith, but Arrowsmith couldn't get it under control. It's Mackenzie's header. Now here's Ross, who has dropped a little bit deeper with Hosick now leading the line. Ball tried to be playing through for Kelly on the left-hand side, but it's out of her reach. Just a couple of knocks since Inverness got that goal back have derailed their momentum a little bit. Everything just calmed down a bit more than they really would have liked. Especially with the clock ticking down and them still behind on the scoreboard. Wallace attempting to play the ball through. I think it hit McKeever square in the face, but no issues with that. Body on the line for the cause. That's a good ball, and Ross allowed the time to turn. She's got a few options ahead of her. Ends up picking out Lumsden. It's a loose ball forward from East Fife too, though. Bodiam gets a good foot in there to deflect the ball forward, take some of the pace off it. And now here's Kelly trying to move forward. She finds Bodiam, who has Ross beside her. Puts the cross in, looking for Hosick. Does manage to take a touch and get the ball down, but quickly put under pressure after that. It's cleared away for a throw-in. It's one way of taking a few more seconds out of the game, I suppose, to just boot the ball out of the pitch and out of the fencing that we've got around here. The throw-in comes in for Hosick. Tries to pull it back towards Ross. McKeever gets in well there to win it back, but she doesn't keep it in. It's going to be an East Fife throw-in again. Referee wants... Oh, it's going to be another substitution for East Fife. It's Rigby Wilson going off. Again, not entirely sure just as yet who's going to be coming on. They've only got 2 other substitutes. So it's a 50-50 choice if I was to guess, but we'll just see. It's Aaron Kane who came on there for Rigby Wilson, number 43. So East Fife try and move it forward. Trying to find Kane actually, but she's never going to reach that one. Mackenzie manages to turn from the throw-in. Lays it off for Arrowsmith, who has a little bit of space, which is closed down quickly. Tries to prod it through for Bodiam. It's going to be an Inverness throw-in right down in front of us. Gillies looking for options. Finds one in the form of Mackenzie, gives it back to McGillies. Down the line for Bodiam, she tries to turn Lumsden. The ball's still in. Bodiam's done fairly well there if she can keep this one in. And she's won a corner out of it. She has done well. So Callie Thistle throwing everybody other than Becky Dingwall forward for this one. Just the mark of how important a result today would be for them. As the cross comes in, it's gone right through the back post. It's Hosick, I think, manages to keep it in play. Back to McKeever. Gillies, Inverness trying to rebuild here. Now Dingwall. It's the ball through, looking for Ross. There was a shout of offside. Not sure if that would have been given, but it's gone all the way through to Anderson regardless. It does feel like we're in last throw of the dice territory now for Inverness. Gillies goes and cuts out that punt forward, but only gives it straight to an East Fife player. Here's Skivington, who gives it away for East Fife. She's not happy with her teammate. She, of course, opened the scoring this afternoon to put East Fife in the lead. Hasn't been able to have as much of an impact in the game in the second half, with Callie Thistle having most of the ball. But so far, only 1 goal back for the home side here. Ross trying to find Hosick. It's intercepted though, and here's Nicola Ross looking to play it through for Bodiam. It's just about kept away from her, but it wasn't the most convincing. McKeever with another interception there. Here's Dingwall now. Gives it to Hosick, tries to put her foot on the ball, get it under control. She isn't given that time, but it's come out to Arrowsmith, who switches it to Bodiam on the right. Mackenzie tries to give it back to Bodiam, something to run onto. Headed out for an Inverness throw-in. Gillies with the throw. Gives it to Ross. Claim for handball. The referee says no. Here's McKeever. Plenty of time, but so many black and yellow shirts in front of her. It's going to be tough to pick out a teammate. Looks to play it through for McKenzie, but it is an East Fife defender who gets ahead on it. Smith wins it back. Gives it out left to Kelly. It's a good ball. She just tries to rush that a little bit and mishits her cross into the middle. Podium with an interception there. It's fallen for Hosick. What can she do with it on the edge of the box? The shot. Want a handball with the deflection. The referee says no or play on. Either way, Hosick had another effort that isn't given. A lot of shouts coming from the Inverness side around the edge of the pitch. Not much they can do about it at this point. Here's Bodiam with the ball under control. Gives it back to Ross. It's a bit of a lump forward, but hoping maybe that something comes from it. It's cleared away as far as Knight for East Fife. Dingwall with the interception. Gives it to Hosick, who is allowed to turn with it. She's got Ross ahead of her. Hosick with the long range effort. And that's out of the ground, unfortunately, for Cali Thistle. In the very, very final stages here as East Fife put the ball back into play as Anderson takes the goal kick. Ross with the header. McKenzie. Cali Thistle desperately trying to make something happen at the very end here. It's a good through ball for Cali. She gets onto it. She manages to get the ball, but kind of squeezed out of possession. Inverness come forward again. Smith forced to check backwards. Here's Ross. Plays it out right to Gillies. Looks for Bodiam, but it's cut out. East Fife with trying to get everybody behind the ball and be as defensively solid as they can be. Hoofed forward, and it's going to come through to Jappy. Barely even had the ball in her hands there. She's just tried to get it forward as quickly as possible. Here's McKeever. And Ross. Looking to play it through for Bodiam. Doesn't come to her, but the clearance is mishit away. Hosick tries to play Bodiam through and it's cut out. Dingwall. Now Smith with the turn. Looked a decent ball out to Bodiam. Lumsden was there to get a foot in. It's going to be another Inverness throw-in. Can feel the urgency, both from the players and coaches and supporters around the pitch here. Forced to play it back though. McKeever's had such a good game. Lets that one roll under her foot. It's come all the way back to Jappy. Referee does have a look at his watch. Lets them play on for the time being as Ross tries to move forward. Gives it to Bodiam. Plays it down the line for Ross. Back to Gilly. She has got a couple of options in the middle. Cali in particular space at the back post. It's not a great cross into the middle though. It is going to be a Cali Thistle throw in. Throw in comes back to Nicola Ross. Tries to play it forward, but it's cleared away. Dingwall tries to get it back. All eyes on the referee at the minute. It's Cali Thistle desperately hope he doesn't blow the whistle just yet. Here's Gillies, back to Ross. Here's a chance for East Fife to maybe seal the deal here. There's Knight through, McKeever trying to get across to close her down. Knight with the shot, it's gone wide of the mark. Cali Thistle takes the goal kick quickly, trying to get the ball forward as soon as possible. Here's Smith, she's got time and space to turn. Gives it to Gillies. Ball's a little bit behind Bodiam, but she does well to keep it alive. Tries to get past Lumsden. Closes that one down. Ross is going to be onto it. Oh, just unlucky there, really. Ball hit her standing foot just as she was going to try and kick it. It's gone out for an East Fife goal kick. Anderson again sending all of her teammates as far away from her as possible before launching this goal kick. Picks out her captain, Skivington. Tries to play it down the line. Dingwall's going to try and cover this, but she's put under good pressure by Kane. Of course, the last player to come onto the park as a substitute, plenty of fresh legs there. And there's the full-time whistle. It hasn't gone Callie Thistle's way. They lose 2-1 to East Fife, who took a lead in the first half through Terry Skivington and Alyssa Nicholson. Callie Thistle did come back a little bit stronger after half-time with the goal from Julia Scott, but it wasn't to be. They fall further off the pace of the top two in the Championship North. I'll definitely be counting their lucky stars that they've got that game in hand now as they fall 6 points behind East Fife in second place. It's a blow to them, but it doesn't mean that their promotion hopes are over and done with. They still have another round of fixtures after this one to make up the points, make up the ground. They'll be disappointed though that they couldn't have moved up into second this afternoon. Callie Thistle back in action next week in another big game. Today was second against third, and next week it'll now be third against fourth when they go on the road to Dryborough Athletic. Every game now absolutely vital that Inverness managed to pick up 3 points. Wasn't to be today though. I'll be hoping for better next time, but for the time being we'll have to stew over a 2-1 defeat to East Fife at home.